I felt like a Spanish, like a Puerto Rican.
I live for this shit, Cody.
Dude, it's been a minute.
Yeah. What the fuck did we do? Did we just fuck off for a month?
We've had like 3 weeks where we've been like, did we have a podcast?
We fucked off for a month. Sue us.
It's. I can tell you ain't had a sip in a minute.
No, it ain't. I got a good buzz going already.
So we were supposed to have a Father's Day podcast, and we didn't do a Father's Day podcast.
Here we are a week later. What you gonna do about it?
We're gonna talk about it. Do a little post Father's Day reflection.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about the dog.
Which one? Yeah.
The doghouse we were in.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Hey, I'm gonna get a little sentimental. I'm gonna go a little bit about my loss. I mean, I lost my father a couple years ago. I've talked about it a little bit, but I want to woohoo it a little bit. And dude, summertime is right around the corner. So dig in a little bit about the.
It's getting hot as fuck.
The heat wave is coming.
It's hot. It sucks.
Man, how was your Father's Day?
I got this shirt.
Rock on.
Here, I'll show it off for the camera if I can.
The camera.
Can't remember.
I would say the camera's the other way, but you're going to show off the back. Just the dad will always come back with the milk.
The dad that always came back with the milk. I couldn't remember which one I had. I got two.
Because it's drink a gallon a month.
Oh yeah, no,
a week.
A week for me. Right. Hell, kids, they're competing with me on the milk.
So I'll be honest with you, man. Like I didn't even realize Father's Day was this past weekend. Like coming up to it, somebody was like, "Hey, man, have a good weekend. Happy Father's Day." And I was like, "Man, it's like this weekend. I forgot to buy myself a gift." I'm joking.
Oh shit, that's funny. Yeah, keep on, mother. That doghouse is getting bigger, isn't it? Yeah, go ahead and incriminate yours. So you deal with this shit next week.
Right. No, work has been a lot for me. Been a lot going on. I've got on the personal side. I feel like I've had a lot going on off the outside the plant in the baseball field. Summers,
shit's over.
It's over and started at the same time.
Woohoo!
So
man, the fun part's over, and then the just shitty part of summer's starting. Mm-hmm. It's like the hot and the muggy, and it's gonna get rough.
I looked at the weather, and it's like
100-degree heat index.
You know what I forgot to do?
What? Hit record.
I forgot to record this one. Yeah. So those that aren't seeing, it's like no, I've got.
So we got two different audio clips.
I've got to figure out a way to merge it. I'll make it work.
Yeah.
So I record on the computer. I record on the Rodecaster, and I record on the camera. And I sync all those together. But I usually use the audio off the computer. And if the computer messes up, I got the Rodecaster as a backup, which I've had to use a few times. I don't want to use the audio off the phone camera because it's...
Yeah, it'd probably be shitty.
Yeah. So
thanks, fucking Gates.
So anyway... Now they make one day we're gonna have to try it with like our the AirPods
things.
Yeah,
I gotta get some AirPods. Cause
I'll give you one. I'll take one. So.
All right, bet right and left.
So anyway, no, going to the Father's Day thing. My dad's birthday was June 10. So like I have my dad's birthday and Father's Day like all in the same 2 weeks.
So that's yeah, okay.
So and so it's a touchy, like once you lose your dad, Father's Day hits different.
Yep.
And so it's like that reminder that, hey, you're a dad and your kids don't love you. And I say they don't love, they love me, but man, it's been tough.
Yeah. They're just assholes. It's fine.
Yeah. Like the appreciation. I don't feel like I had the appreciation. There's a lot going on. My daughter though, like she makes up for it. And I'm going to pick on my son for a little bit. He's getting older. I'm getting to that stage where it's like, he doesn't want to show affection. He's not a very affectionate kid. Mm-hmm. But then my daughter wakes up and she's like, Daddy, you're my best friend.
Yeah, I sympathize with Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not very affectionate either.
So I got my daughter who's like, she makes up, like to the yin yang, she makes up for where he's not affectionate. Mm-hmm. But then it's like you get in a bad mood because you're depressed, and it's like it's hard. We'll get into that next segment about the dog because that's part of it. Mm-hmm. But it's like, it's tough.
Yeah, no, it can be for sure. And then, they're just 9 and dealing with their shit.
It's
too.
a lot of
same
hormones.
Thing. Dude, I'm 29. I'm dealing with my shit.
I hit the 3-0, man.
Yeah, fuck off.
You're about to be in the old man's league.
No doubt. But whatever, we'll take it as it comes.
So I've talked about my dad a lot on this show, and he had a lot of shortcomings. Don't get me wrong; he made a lot of mistakes. But for his birthday, have you watched? I know you don't watch much TV. We started watching. What's the kid's name? The smart kid. There's a show of a bunch of nerds. Sheldon.
Yeah,
you watched Young Sheldon?
Yeah, fuck yeah, Jaden's on that shit.
He
watched them all.
Have you watched them?
Yeah, some of them.
Can I spoiler alert?
Oh yeah, 100%.
So the dad dies towards the end of the season.
Tragic.
And it tugs at you're watching this and it's like, dude, this is gloomy. This is real gloomy. So after the season of Young Sheldon ends, and I hope I ain't spoiled it for anybody. If you have, I'm sorry. It's been out for long enough.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, catch up.
So then you've got the brother, Sheldon's brother, has a show now. It's like a spinoff of him and his wife's.
He was
first
like the
marriage.
jockey kid, right? Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah.
It's I'm so bad with freaking names. But anyway, it's him and his wife's first marriage show.
Okay.
In that, he goes to the graveyard where his dad's buried at, and he has conversations with him. And that's been a weird thing for me. Like, my dad was cremated, so he's in an urn. It's really like a box now. It's like a marble box with his name, the Navy emblem and stuff on the shop. I pour him every birthday. I go and pour him a shot. And it disappears.
Yeah.
My dad was an alcoholic.
We talked about that, yeah.
He's an alcoholic. So not only do I put a shot glass with whiskey in it, I take another rocks glass and I put over the shot glass to keep the bugs out. Yeah.
And then somehow it disappears.
Yeah.
It evaporates. But
the alcohol evaporates. It's 80-90% alcohol. Now there's this gook that's building up on the bottom.
Which is the sugar and everything else.
It's the real, that's the real stuff.
That's
right
the flavor.
There. One day I'm gonna have to taste it. I don't know.
Oh no, boy, that shit's gonna be grody.
So, but anyway, that's what I do. And this year, it's like I'm weird about. It just feels weird going and talking to nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's, I don't know.
I couldn't imagine. No, it's weird that you say that, and it's weird that the father. It's weird that it's weird how everything works, first and foremost. But most importantly is not just to relate and make up some bullshit, but genuinely, it's like, and I think I told you this the other day on my porch, I'm like off air, but like I thought about losing my dad a lot. Like I don't know why the shit's come up on my fucking news feed. I hate that. It changes my train of thought. But at the same time, it's like, man, dude, if I didn't have my dad, damn, that would fucking suck. Well, it's like for Father's Day, we legitimately, I took Kendall and Knox. I didn't have Jaden, unfortunately, but whatever. He was spending time with his people, and it's like I was supposed to take Knox to the park, me and him. That was the plan. And then, whatever, fuck it. Like, we went and grilled meat at my dad's, and Knox played in the pool, had a good time. It was like 3 generations of that. And then, like, on the split-second hair decision, I was like, that's a fucking decent Father's Day. Me and my dad caught a hell of a buzz and drank a fucking case and a half of beer on a Sunday. But whatever. And we smoked some meat, and we hung out, dude. Yeah. And this fucking little man played. It's like there's 3 generations of fucking creeks there. There's 3 generations of bloodline. What better way to spend Father's Day? Yeah. We're drinking beer and smoking meat, and it rained a little, and then the sun shined, and then it rained some more. And then it's a good day.
On your porch, I think he helped you with that. So I think there's some like thoughts of when you're on your porch, you think about him, right? Yeah. Like, hey, he helped me with this, and he helped me with the quotes, and like there's some value add that he did, and you're gonna remember him for it.
Well, it's like even when I know the answer, it's like, hey man, am I making the right fucking call here? It's like
just that affirmation that
I'm in a little bit of construction trade. It's like, hey, is this quote seem fair? Yeah, and he's like, yeah, this sounds good. I'm like, all right. Well. It's good to have that guy to bounce off of, you know.
Yeah, well,
What would I do if I didn't have him?
So, I look at like my loss there, my gap, and I think I spent some time. I went out and sat in my boat's parked right next to where he's on the wall, and I reflected a lot. And it's like, am I more upset about him being gone, or am I more upset about the things that I never got to do? Does that make sense? Like,
sure.
So I pulled
like
up
drinking beer with him with your kids.
Yeah,
watching your kid do something stupid while he was like, "Yeah, he do the same dumb shit."
He would drink, He drank a lot of cheap whiskey. He's like, you know what? I can afford to buy him a good bottle of whiskey right now, $60, $70. Like, and we would
some decent whiskey, some shit that didn't make him fucking sick in the morning.
And it's like, you know what I should have done? I should have said, "Hey, Dad, let's go sit on the porch. Let's go open this bottle and talk."
I remember drinking like my dad's whiskey that he made. Well, malt liquor, whatever, beer, and I don't know. It would, I hope I'll get to do that too.
And so I think that's where like the gaps. Like me and him going fishing. Like he talked about going fishing, but when we were young, he'd take me fishing. What we really did is we went to Gunnersville, went to the beer store because you couldn't get beer in Coleman.
Yeah.
We'd go to the Gunnersville, go to the beer store. He'd get us some chicken fingers and macaroni and cheese, and we'd go out there to the edge of the park at Gunnersville and
catch a buzz and hang out.
He's sitting there. I'm gonna drink a few beers and watch the kids do their thing. Now that I'm an adult, I realize what happened. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna get the kids out of your hair,
and
don't be pissed at me because I'm going to the beer store."
When the fuck did that not become okay? If you don't like that, you can just turn us the fuck off.
See, now I look back and I'm like, so what really happened? Is it I'm going to the beer store and you're going to be pissed, or I'm going to go to the beer store and you want me to take the kid?
Yeah, maybe, but still, it's like, man, fuck.
Yeah.
Cut me a fucking break.
And then part of me is like, did he want to come spend? Was he did it to spend time with us? You know what I mean? Like, was it spend time with us, or was it just get us out of our hair?
It don't matter. If it wasn't to spend time with you, he wouldn't have fucking took you.
Right.
How about that?
So I don't know. I look back at that stuff and I'm like, so that was when he was in his like 40s, 50s. I look now, like, man,
he's tired, dude. I can't imagine 15 fucking more years on top of this.
So, I look back and I'm like, damn, it's like, there's a lot of things like I could have went to a Braves game with him. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of stuff that I wish I could have experienced with my dad. Yep. Now, he fucking robbed a bank, went to prison, and couldn't leave the state, so fuck the Braves game.
Yeah, well.
Now what the government doesn't know is he drove to South Carolina to see me.
Yeah, well, what comes in
on parole, and he's like, I hope I don't get a fucking ticket as he's drinking this beer.
So, a little story that comes up is like on my wedding day is I was in charge of what I think is a lot of things to make sure shit happens, and everything happened flawlessly. Just like I was instructed to, except the fact that I didn't think about myself. And all my groomsmen had all their shit, man. Everything was right, except I didn't have my fucking shirt. Believe it or not, and like we got.
You were worried about everybody else but yourself.
Yeah, whatever. Story of my life, but so like it's like a 15-minute drive, and like we're already like a couple shots in, like everybody's relaxed. I'm thinking, now I get to fucking kick it back and hang out. And then I'm like, we're getting ready, and I'm like, oh, you go, all right? Anybody see my shirt?
You're like, oh no,
fucking crickets. I'm like, no, there ain't. And then I'm like, I didn't get my shirt.
Oh man, you spent months planning and then you failed at the last minute.
Yeah, fucked up. Boy, I fucked up. It was hanging in my closet. So, in a panic, I walk outside and I look around of the place that we rented, which is pretty much a barn in the fucking middle of a cow pasture.
Now, what are you wearing at the moment? T-shirt,
like a wife beater, boots, and Wranglers.
So you're not
and
dressed
suspenders around my waist, like hanging around.
So you're not dressed even
semi-formal. Fuck no. And I'm like trying to catch a buzz, but I'm too nervous and fucking panicked to do so. And I look around and I see people, and then I see my dad smoking a cigarette. Like down to the butt. And I said, hey, go to my fucking house, look in my closet, far right, white
exactly what to look
shirt,
for.
get it, get back here. Let's go. And like, I can't remember my exact words, but I'm like, my dad, he was like, and I'm not trying to give him the credit because of the episode, but like in the Fonzie fucking moment, he's like,
flicks it
and just walks away. And I shit you not, it was every bit of a 15-minute drive to my house. He makes it back in like 25 minutes, 22, like fast.
He was,
dude.
he
He fucking broke some laws to get there. And I just remember like throwing that shirt on, and he handed it to me, and he was like, smooth. And I was like, thanks. So like,
because if you would have left, it would have been like, where did Chris just go?
No, for sure. So, but like the fact that like he hauled ass, and the fact that it took little to no communication to be like, I fucked up, help me, go. And he
knew
just,
exactly what to do.
Boom, Johnny on the spot. Loved it. Love it. He came in clutch that day, man.
That's awesome.
He came in clutch.
So when you think about your wedding, you think about your shirt fuck up, and it's
you
think about your dad.
Yeah, well, and then I think,
so he did his part to be there
about
for
all
you.
the people I looked at, and like, who can I count that motherfucker right there as he's drawing on a cigarette?
Does he know that?
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
maybe he listens to the podcast.
Yeah, maybe.
He's like, that was me. That was me.
I doubt it.
Kendall would have been so mad at you if it wasn't for me.
Dude. Yeah, and we were already late, and it was already a clusterfuck. So, yeah, it was good times. But
that's a lot better story than me watching a football game and I was late to my wedding because we were watching football.
I just remember thinking like, who's going to commit misdemeanors and fucking, like potential fucking jail time to get my shirt for my wedding. That guy. Yep. That one.
The dependency's there.
Yep.
So, that's awesome, dude. Like I was married before, and like I'm pissed off that I wasted my good wedding with my dad. Like
sure, yeah.
My first wife,
the one that counted, yeah.
Like it breaks my heart. Like I reached out to like my ex sister-in-law. I was like, hey, do you got pictures of me and my dad? Because like he dressed up in a fucking suit, tux. Like he's sharp.
Probably first time ever.
I've never seen him dressed up like that.
Yeah.
And like he was so proud of me. Like he was excited for me. He probably didn't give a fuck. He's like, do whatever.
Just wanted to make it a big deal for you.
In his head, he's probably he fucking got his first piece of pussy and he's running after it. Like that's what he's looking at.
Yeah.
But it's like I've got a few
good
pictures.
For him.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
As long as I ain't got to pay for that shit.
Chase something. Dude, it don't matter.
But he dressed up in a suit. My mom dressed up. It's like my whole family was almost there. Now I say almost because it's like my sister was there, and I think my brother was there, but
you're gonna be missing a few.
My other brother wasn't there. Like I've never been. It's been the only time my brothers were all together. Me and my two older brothers were together was at one of my brother's wedding, or my brother, both my brothers' weddings. We were all there, and but there's never been a moment where it's like my dad, my mom, my brothers, my sister, like. As a group, we were never there. Now that we got all of us brothers have
brought these motherfuckers together. Look at this.
Yeah. So the weird part is like I've got four. There's four siblings. Three siblings. There's four of us. We all got different dads, and there's not been a time that we've all been together in a long time. Four of the kids, four of my mom's kids have not been together in a long time, and it's kind of sad. It breaks my heart in some ways. But like I remember going up to my brother's. We had like a little bachelor party or whatever. We went to Gatlinburg. It's a crazy ass place to go. We're gonna go chase the bears, not the pussy. We're gonna go chase the bears.
What? There's not shit in Gatlinburg. Fuck you if you go vacation in Gatlinburg.
But there was a bunch of us dudes. We sat around in a cabin and had a great time.
Yeah,
we laughed our ass off.
I bet it was a good time.
So,
but what you got to do other than sit around the fucking cabin and drink?
One of the guys, I don't remember who it was, got thrown out of a bar.
Well,
we pre-gamed.
You can make something out of nothing. How about that? There's always the opportunity.
And there was a bear crossing the road, and I could swear to God, one of them was about to go out there and make out with it. I mean, like there was a lot going on.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
Gosh, man. But yeah, so I wish my dad could have been to mine and Ashley's wedding.
Yeah, I bet.
He was in prison at the time. I brought Ashley to go visit him one time in prison. It was kind of weird.
Was it?
It's like you get your girlfriend like,
how did she act? God dang, that's the only thing I want to know. You know what's weird?
They wrote letters back and forth a few times.
No shit. Yeah. That's awesome, dude. That's cool.
It was kind of weird. It's like, hey, cool. and he wasn't in like normal prison. He was in the infirmary. Like he's like in the broke prison. It's like,
like medical.
I'm the old guy. Yeah. Here he comes. He wasn't in a wheelchair or anything, but you can tell he was hurt. Sure. And it's like, so it's kind of weird.
Dude. That speaks a lot to your old lady to be that type of person that's like non-judgmental and being able to communicate with somebody who's on the complete opposite spectrum of them.
Yeah, like because like growing up, like her in prison,
I dig that shit.
Not only did her parents worry that I was going to murder her because I was a Marine.
Yeah, the
dad's in prison and she's going to prison to go visit him.
Yeah, no, I can see, but no, like that's. I don't know. That's a big like green flag, I guess, or whatever. For me, not talking about your old lady, but just as people is like being able to like step down or step up into like somebody else's shoes. It's like you don't know. They may have never ate nothing but fucking top sirloin. They might not know what a fucking hot dog tastes like, and you're gonna judge them because they got money, or on the opposite end is like he's in fucking prison. You don't know what. Why?
But I feel
what led to that?
I feel judged by a lot of people I'm around. Yeah, like I've grew up poor. Mm. My wife grew up poor. Mm-hmm. It's like you put meat in spaghetti. Yeah, there's two different. There's different types of poor, right? Sure. It's like I ate a lot of spaghetti. Yeah, and I ate a lot of spaghetti, but we didn't afford meat.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then there's fucking people
I call it trailer park poor because I grew up in trailers.
Yeah. Well, how about the fucking people who's like, mom handed on my fucking pipe at 10 years old?
I will say I'm blessed in aspects of.
It's like what poor, like you can talk about abused and do's and that, but it's like inevitably it's poor. It's like you're poor for a reason. So like there's levels to that shit.
So I was supposed to be an aborted baby. Like my mom contemplated abortion. I was supposed to get aborted. Like she was on the verge. She didn't know who the hell she had a baby from. You know what I mean? Like she's fucking a couple different guys. Like who's he with? Like who's the daddy? Yeah. Well, I didn't know until 35 years later, and I don't think my biological father even knows.
Yeah, maybe not.
It's either the old guy, and like I reached out to the brothers, and they're like, "Who's this guy reaching out to me talking about? He's my brother."
Yeah, who cares?
Or is one of the brothers my dad? It's one of those things. It's like where'd you come from? It's a void. I
couldn't imagine. I don't know.
But at the same time, it's like she decided to keep me. I grew up with my grandmother.
Same.
A couple of years, and then it's like my stepdad who put me he put his name on the birth certificate. He wound up calling me his own. So like it's like there's a lot of respect there.
Sure.
And I never gave him the respect he needed and deserved when I was young. Like, I feel shitty for it, right? Me and him, we've settled that. Like, hey, as I've grown up, I was like, Dad, I'm sorry. I realize now how much...
You didn't have to give a fuck, and you did. I appreciate it.
Yeah. You were just working, wanting to come home. Hey, cook me some dinner. Don't bitch at me.
Yeah.
Just let me come home, watch the Braves game, and just leave me alone.
Yeah.
Right? Now, he had his weaknesses. Yeah, there's some gaps
Everybody
there.
does. Trying to get these fucking Crocs off of in 4-wheel drive.
So, but it's, I don't know. So I look at Father's Day and it's like, there's a gap there for me now. And
I will say, dude, like, Lord forgive me, my mom was the world's worst about the holiday thing and like tying personal things to it. No offense to you, by no means. Personal opinion, personal experience is like, and it's probably a shitty thing. I mean, like that part of me feels bad because I don't remember all the exact dates, but I'm pretty sure my grandfather, her dad, died somewhere close to Father's Day this time, and then I feel like her mom died somewhere around Christmas or something. But I can't remember. I don't hold sentimental attachments to dates, I guess is what I'm getting at. So, like, there's been, you know, times in the past years where like I'm talking to my mom around the time and she's like, well, we're not going to do nothing because it's just, you know, such and such died on this day and it's just like, I don't get down with that personally.
It's like it's her weakness or her grieving.
Yeah, a little bit. And it's I'm
you.
not dissing on her by no means, but it's like I'm not going to let your example is like you're having a little bit of a void with Father's Day. Fuck that. If I do get a day, cool. And I know my wife's listening to this because Mother's Day was a bitch, but whatever. So it's like I don't know. But my point is, it's like I'm not going to just like sit there and dwell on the people that's gone. It's like, you know, there's people dying right now, and like I got a good buzz going or whatever. So it's like, do I need to be up there upset that they're dying? Or do I need to be chugging along, having a good time, you know, thinking about them? Is because what else are you going to do? You're going to think about them negatively, upset, mourning, or you're going to think about them positively. You know,
it's tough, man.
It's a tossy-turvy. I just choose to take the fucking upper road. And I'm not saying upper road, but the easier road, whatever. I don't want to mourn you in a negative way. I want to mourn you in a good way. So
you want a celebration of life.
Least I can do is drink a fucking decent drink while you're taking your last breath and life goes on. Right. So, here we are.
You know, and
I don't want to dwell on it.
We use a lot of we were on the back porch tonight smoking some burgers. Like, they were good burgers. Yeah. But like we had some good conversations about this. So they had some donuts on sale. So we threw some donuts on the smoker while the burgers were doing their last few minutes of smoking.
You're fucking up if you don't try it.
And it was like they brown. Like I put them over the hot spot.
It's so fucking good.
I got a little pit boss, and I put the donut right over the hot spot.
It's so good.
And it browned it, and it made it taste like if you ever had a donut right as it came out, but then it had almost like a crispy exterior.
It's ignorant. It's ignorant. Good. It's fucking stupid.
And then I made some homemade pickles. I grew some cucumbers, and I cut them up, put them in like a sweet and spicy dillish mix. I don't know what you call it, but.
Fuck you if you ain't eating like that. How about that? It's
worth a try.
It's good. It's good if you ain't trying it. You fucking up.
But on the back porch, man, it was a good, like, it's 90 degrees, breeze going, the fan's going. And, we got a little
95% humidity. Fucking beautiful.
Welcome to Alabama.
Yeah.
It's, we've had a really wet, like, spring, and, like, the summer's going to be hot and sticky.
It's going to suck.
But we jumped into some things about like loss. I was like, is that a bug? No, that's
that's more of that fucking 3D printer dude.
Yeah, I was 3D printing some stuff on the table, and it's that's a little spot to come off. But we got into some stuff, and man, tell me to change subject if I need to change subject. But like we talk about loss, and it's like my grandpa. It breaks my heart that like I lived minutes away as a small kid. Barely have much memory with him. I moved away. My mom moved away, and it's like barely seen him. We were 2 hours away from him most of my life. Most of my life, I'm 2 hours away. I'm going to say I could not imagine being 2 hours away from my grandkid.
Same.
Or my kid.
Yeah.
And weird. Me never drive 2 hours to go see him.
That's weird.
Never.
Yeah, that's weird.
And then he dies, and what makes me feel bad is Lucas. He doesn't know who Lucas saw him one time when he was 2, and it kind of was more of a, hey, I just want to show you who I am. I want to show you what I've made of myself and the family that I've created.
No,
just so that you could. I don't want to say rub salt. I'm not rubbing salt in a wound. I'm just saying like, hey, you know what? You weren't in my life, but I made it. Made something of myself. I got a family.
Yeah, it's like you got a point to prove that you'll never get to prove, but you want to be like, can't fuck you. I feel the same thing about Coach Holsey, my algebra teacher. Back in high school, you know what I mean? I'm like, motherfucker, I'm trumping your salary. Fuck you.
Yeah. It's like,
but I'm not, here we are.
I want to let you know, hey, like, you know what?
Yeah.
My mom had a terrible life, but you know what? I come out okay.
Yeah.
I'm good. And I want you to meet your grandson. Like, I want my grandson to know, hey, like, this is your great grandfather, and I want you to know who he is and see him. And we met him. And I could tell they made an effort. Like his she wasn't my biological grandmother. She was a step grandmother, but she like they got some barbecue and they you could tell like there was a secret excitement about it. Yeah, it was hard to explain.
Yeah, no, it's so look, dude, like I don't know which way I want to go with this. There's like 4 different roads here personally, but it's being related to someone doesn't necessarily give you the obligation to respect them and cherish them in their death. Personally speaking, just if we didn't see each other a lot through life and we wasn't like that while you were healthy, it's like to me it'd be disrespectful. Don't show up when I'm dying.
And I have a hard time with that.
Don't fuck off, man.
It's like if you're not going to come see me when I'm alive, why are you going to come see me when I'm dead?
And that's my big stance on it. And maybe I'll change when I get older. But and it's not a selfish way; it's a respect way. It's like, who am I to be one of the 5 visitors allowed in the last 12 hours of your life? I didn't see you the last 12 months, 12 years, whatever it may be. Why am I going to take a 20-minute, 30? Who the fuck am I? That's your last breath.
And the crazy part is,
why am I going to take that up from somebody else who might need to be in there, who liked you and loved you?
Right. There's a person I work with, and it's like
carefully speaking,
their spouse had lost their dad, and it's dad or stepdad, but they weren't close. But it's like, it kind of reminded me of my grandfather because my grandfather was sick. And I was like, Lucas was like, hey, I want to go see him. Like, okay, we're going to go.
And then he has the right to.
Yeah, it's like, you know what, around Thanksgiving, we're going to see him. Well, Thanksgiving at work, I was like, hey, buddy, before Christmas, around Christmas, we're going to go see him. Well, Christmas, he died. Uh-huh. It's like, well, hell, buddy, that was the week I was going to take you. And like, now we're going to a funeral instead of going to see him. And like, Lucas was kind of upset with me because he's like, I wanted to go see my grandpa.
Yeah, you had every opportunity to do it. No, well,
but also it goes back to the priority, right? If you've never came and seen me in almost 38 years, 39 years at the time, and it's like, I'm not going to change what I'm doing for you. Yeah. You don't deserve that. You've never earned it.
So without you asking for it, I'm going to give you my 2 sides of it. One side goes, Dad, you didn't make the time to do this and this and that, and I'm upset with you because you didn't make the time, blah, 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 and I don't understand why you didn't, but you didn't, so fuck you. Because that's the normal way of thinking.
There's going to be some anger towards me.
That's going to be the fucking kid way of thinking, because I was a kid too, and that's how I thought. The other flip side of it is going to like lay on your shoulders is this is why we postponed it, and I didn't really care. And this is my thinking on it. Sorry, I robbed you of that. Not robbed, that's the wrong word. So whatever word you want to use, fill in the blank. Sorry I deprived you from that, whatever. Sorry I blanked you from that.
Right.
But
it's
this is the card you're dealt, and this is the like you might have got that, but you didn't. So
see, I don't think it doesn't bother him as much because he's got a close relationship with my wife's
still
parents.
Like,
so he's got grandparents that are like,
I got one set that is living, and I got one set that ain't. Well, I got a half a set that's living now, and the other one set that ain't. So here I am, almost 30. It would still be real cool for me to have a coherent, cognitive conversation with my grandmother. Man, I really think that she could help me be a better person, but she ain't here no more.
Right,
both of them.
See, I didn't have a lot of grandparents when I was growing up. I had aunts. I had a lot of aunts. My father's side had a lot of aunts. My mom's side had a lot of aunts. Like I was closer with my aunts, my great aunts, my aunts. I would say great aunts because my mom's sisters, I don't know who they were. I knew them, but I wasn't close to them as I was like her aunts. Mm-hmm. So my great aunts, I'd go and visit them a lot. We had one that was local on my dad's side. I'd spend the night with her. Like she had a little chihuahua. Like there's so much little stuff that I just had that was like close. Mm-hmm. And like I didn't have grandparents, but I had that great aunts. Like one of them lived across the road. She'd come see me almost daily as a kid. Mm-hmm. I spent a lot of time with her. Like she'd come wake us up for like my mom was too fucking lazy to get me up for school. Really, I'm too late. Like I had to take ownership of that. I was not disciplined enough.
Yeah, sure.
But like my dad would wake up every day to get up to go to work early.
Yeah.
So it was up to my mom to get us up for school.
Which still instilled that in you. It's like, well, he fucking did it.
Yeah, but I'm still lazy. But my aunt would come across, she would walk across the road, come in our house, and wake us up for school. My mom's still asleep. Did my mom work late? Most of the time, no.
No, she just didn't give a fuck. But
I say, you know, sometimes she did work late. Like she worked in, she had her own business for a while.
yeah, what?
But at the same time, it's like you had all day to work. You can spend the night, sleep, get you some sleep, wake up, get your kids ready for school. Like my kids have us getting them up for school. I never had that.
Yeah.
So
No, I can relate to that. Well, no, I can't. Not in that sense.
we're way off topic, but sometimes this show just goes where it goes.
Yeah, it does. What's our next topic?
Well,
This one's all sad and depressed. Don't
It
kick
is,
the
man.
dog. Don't kick
See,
the dog.
that's even depressing too. Like this is going to be a depressing topic. The whole show is going to be just sad.
Fuck that. Let's remix. When the loss still hurts, even when you weren't close. Summer shift. It's getting hot. Fuck your beat. Don't beat me.
There's a sound effect that goes.
We need a
with-
refill. Which one's the good one?
It depends on what you want.
Which one's
This one's
not
almost
Scotch?
empty, and that one's really strong.
This one has the cork in it. This is a strong one.
Yeah.
I don't want that one.
You don't want that one.
No, I want
that's the smooth one that
this
my
smooth-
brother got for us.
Do you mind if I pour me a little?
Let me
twiggy,
finish this one
twiggy
off.
too? So look, dude, look here. We're gonna keep this "don't kick the dog" thing. I told you a little bit on the backstory on the "don't kick the dog." I don't know what "don't kick the dog" means, but the way it was interpreted to me is picture this. I am a 19, 20-year-old kid bouncing through life on a whim. I just bought a house and coming off some stuff and then this and that. And I meet this asshole. God, he's such a fucking prick, but I like him. Like, I don't say he's a dickhead in a bad way. Like, he's just a natural motherfucker. He's just that guy. And he taught me a lot. And he had a lot of shit I can probably quote.
We've had a few beers. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's the beers and the burgers coming up right there.
Yeah, well, it's my weak ass indigestion and whatnot. But so he says,
"Where's the beep? That's like when you burp."
"Oh yeah, no, we're gonna beep out burp."
Oh, here we go.
Let cuss words. We'll be like, "Fuck."
I don't give.
I love it. We'll beat the burps and leave the fucks. So like he said, I can't remember what the situation called for, but it was like his words was, "Let a sleeping dog lie." Me being a deep thinker that I am, is like it rocks on. It's like, well, what do you mean in this and that? So he starts explaining it, and the scenario he gave me was, it's like, okay, you get off work, you've had a long day, you got fired, you found your old lady fucking your best friend, whatever, bad day. Then you get to your door, and your dog, porch dog, don't really bother nobody, is sleeping on the doormat in front of the door like dogs do. You got two choices. Option A, you kick the dog, wake up, get the fuck up. Well, dog's asleep. It wakes up out of instinct, out of nervousness, out of being scared, it bites you. And now the dog gets killed or whatever because it's a biting dog and this and that, or you whoop the dog, and everybody's day's fucking ruined. Your day was already bad. Now you got bit by a dog, you had to kill your dog, you whooped your dog. Dog's having a bad day. Dog was taking a fucking nap. He wasn't hurting nobody. Option B, you could have used the side door and left the dog the fuck alone.
Just leave him alone.
What's worth your time? What is worth your time?
See, it gets deep.
It is. It does get deep, and the longer you think about it, the deeper it gets. Is it worth your time to go through all that and open up opportunities for things to go bad, or can you just appreciate that dog taking a good nap? After roaming the yard all day and fucking licking his ass and doing what dogs, just the dog might have had a good fucking day before you came up and kicked him in the ass and told him to move because you was having a bad one. Let a sleeping dog lie.
Just leave it alone.
Leave him alone. Let him lie. He ain't fucking with nobody. Why you gonna fuck with him? And that can be
Ooh.
carried out through
So many things.
many situations. So that being said, man, let us sleep in dog life. Don't go fucking with no problems. That ain't really a problem.
Right.
You
It's a good life lesson right there.
Whatever you want to apply, you can damn near apply it to anything.
So listen, I did a poor job of planning tonight's episodes.
Yeah, me too.
So I was, I went up to Kentucky week before last, and so I listened to a lot of podcasts on the way up. And I think I made a note. It's like, don't kick the dog. And I was listening to something, and it kind of resonated with me. So here's my version of don't kick the dog.
Nah.
You have a lot of people who piss you off, make you upset. There's a lot of things that make things go wrong with you, right? So hang on, I missed that one. So anywho,
Hell yeah.
when I think back, it's like, you ever been pissed at a dog?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
You ever hurt a dog?
Yeah.
I had a Labrador. She was
I've whipped
she was a mutt.
I've whipped her butt. I've whipped his butt.
I had a wooden Louisville Slugger bat, and she chewed on it.
You hurt him. You hurt him.
And I come home. I got off the school bus. I walked in. I seen my bat chewed up. I was like, her name was Layla. Like, Layla? No, it wasn't Layla. It was Daisy. It's like, Daisy.
You bitch. You don't even remember her name.
Layla was a close dog to me. And I felt bad, and I got mad. I was like, "You chewed she chewed it up on the handle where your hands would hold the bat."
Yeah, right in the right
so
spot.
Mad.
Yeah.
I picked the bat up by the handle, and I just slung it, and like it tip top to over the head, and it hit her, and she was,
Yeah.
Dude, I felt so bad.
You should have, fucking piece of shit. No.
So this is where I go, don't kick the dog. Every time I got off the school bus, she was happy to see me.
Yeah.
You know who was the most excited person?
Oh, man, dude, I'm gonna cry when I tell you this.
She was always excited to see me. She chewed my bat up, and she loved me. Like, I wish I could find somebody that could love me like a dog.
Oh, here I'll counter that one. Is I completely, and here's another thing that asshole told me is. And like I said, man, he was full of shit. He was full of good shit. And like, he had stole this quote from somebody else. But the quote the prayer is, Lord, let me be half the man that my dog thinks that I am.
Yeah.
And so it's like, so I had a blue heeler. His name was Logan. Damn good dog. Best dog ever. If you had a good dog and you think he was the best ever.
If you had a dog, you know it.
Yeah, well, if you have one that you think's the best dog ever, you can eat shit. Because Logan was it. And I'll argue it to the death of me. So, it's like, he dies or whatever. And then I really start kind of like appreciating it. It's like, I whooped his butt. Dude, I whooped that dog. And then that dog was there for me, and then I loved on the dog, and then he got sick, and then I was there for him. And long story short, he ended up getting run over after, like, I don't know, he was like 8 or 9, but 7, 8, 9. But it's like the love that a dog has for you is
to the good dogs.
Yeah, no, man, dude. Oh, he was such a good dog. So, like, a dog, like, dude, like, think about the fucking people who like abuse their dogs, and then they continue to just
and those dogs would love them.
It is unconditional, like the way that a dog will love you when you have that particular bond I'm talking about. You can only equate it to the way that your kid looks at you when you do something cool.
Yeah.
It's unfucking conditional, man. I've never seen another thing like it other than the way that like Knox looks at me and he's like, he told your boy earlier, he's got this little concrete truck. And I was tired of fucking mixing concrete. Like, all you do is spin it with your thumb. But I was tired of it, so I handed it to Lucas. And I was like, Lucas going to mix concrete for you at the baseball thing.
Yeah. And
then Lucas was doing it just the same fucking way I was doing it. But Knox was like, he ain't big enough. But it's like, dude, I'm 190 fucking pounds of unathletic muscle. You know what I mean? Who the fuck am I? But my 2-year-old, dude, I'm the shit. To my 2-year-old, dude, I am the fucking bee's knees.
And see, that's the crazy part, man. It's like you got
Unconditional.
he
It's
looked
cool.
Yeah,
It's fucking cool.
it's like
If you ain't got no kids, start making some boys.
it's like Kinley's like, Father's Day, like my son's ignoring me, but Father's Day, my daughter's in there being like, Daddy,
Yeah.
you're my best friend.
Yeah, but Luke is just being a dick.
He's
That's all it is. He's just being a dick.
He's being a preteen.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no. This is what it is. He's like, I can take this away from that motherfucker.
I don't know. I think it goes deeper on him.
It might go deeper, but he's like, okay, well, this is upsetting. Well, you
See,
know
with
what
him,
I mean? I can
I've
ruin
set-
this fucking day.
I've set his expectations of what he wants and what he expects is so high
Maybe.
that if I don't deliver to that portion, it's like it's not exciting. See, I think my kid and your kids probably are gonna suffer the same. There's so much mental what's the word, like
I have a fucking
excitement,
clue, Cody.
like-
I'm hanging in like hair in a biscuit, cuz.
like they're like with the internet. We got into the internet age when things were there, right? Like, but we also got into the world where there's like you think like they're playing video games constantly, right? Like there's this constant
Stimulus.
stimulus. That's what I'm looking for.
Stimulus.
There's a
stimulating.
He's stimulated constantly.
Yeah. No, that even shows up in Knox.
Yeah.
It's like if he's not like, there is no, hey, just be patient.
There's no such thing as patience in these kids now.
It's like when my dad told me to be patient, or no, I don't. He probably told me to shut the fuck up. But point being is, one's the same as the other. It was like, okay,
Like you think like when I was a younger kid, if I needed to know something, I'd have to go and find the encyclopedia.
yeah,
It shows my age.
sure,
I was on the verge of when the
You was on the
encyclopedia became a
fucking-
DVD.
yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
so we'd open up the incarnate
I
DVD.
stored my shit on a floppy disk when I was in fucking
Okay,
grade
so you
school.
had some floppy disks.
I did,
Age.
yeah.
So-
So we used to fight over the computer because in our minds, being a kid, we was like, motherfucker, this is the one I was on last week. Like, this computer's it.
So we shared one computer in the
So
classroom.
like, we didn't understand that like the disk is what had the shit. We was like bitching about you set number 3, motherfucker. So anyway, no, it was kind of
so
funny.
when you look at like, we were not constantly stimulated.
No.
When we were bored, we were legit bored.
Yeah.
Our kids today are constantly stimulated.
Did you used to pretend you were running on rooftops and stuff and like power lines as you was going down the road?
No.
Or
I was on the front porch pretending I was battling Power Rangers.
Car rides. Think car rides. What did you do on long car rides to pass the time in your imagination? Personally, and I think that it was a generational thing because I see memes about it. My generation is like going through a neighborhood. I could like picture myself like
you were
free
like
running fast as fuck like a superhero. You know what I mean?
Like this,
Yeah, like fucking rooftop to rooftop, fucking power line to power line, whatever it was.
see, like I had Elmo. Elmo didn't like run power lines.
No, then I get it, but like, now you got a fucking tablet in front of you and you're just, back then we looked out the motherfucking window.
I spy something green.
Fucking something.
The grass. No.
It's just, dude, I mean, it's like, what did you do then?
I'm trying to think because like I remember some car rides where we were in California. We lived in California. We moved back to Alabama.
Mm.
And one of the weird things I remember is looking. This is some weird stories. I remember looking out the back window and be like, "Mom, this is that," like a hotel.
Yeah.
I don't think we had the money for a hotel, and somehow my mom found this home to stay at.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a like a person's home. Like I remember the kids. I remember the people.
Mm.
And I remember we were in like the desert. So like we left California. We're probably in like Utah, Arizona, somewhere Texas.
The desert.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And we stayed at this Christian family home. And gosh, man, like I look back now, it's like glad I didn't get like abducted. So
Well, what were y'all doing? Yeah, you've been a fucking cartel kid
but I
real
remember,
quick.
I don't think the cartel was that big then. I don't know. This
Yeah.
is in the early 90s.
Probably bigger than you thought.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, like this was probably like some nice one.
Escobar
What is it? There's
days.
like the guy with like 6 wives. Like, yeah, go stay at wife number 5.
Yeah.
And I remember I played with the kids. Like I remember them. Like it's weird how I remember that.
Faint memories are a weird period.
There must have been fear. You know, they say that you remember fear, right? You think
That makes sense.
Do you remember the first time do you remember ever getting burned as a kid? You ever getting like really bad burns? Like I burned my knee on the iron.
Yeah.
I remember the chair. Like
I remember one instance. Yeah. Yeah.
So like I remember crawling up into I remember the furniture because we made forts with it, but it was like this S-shaped furniture that had this. It's some type of like it's wood based, but it's like holes in it. I don't know. It's like everything now is like woven, but this was woven out of like thin like I don't know what to call it. It's not sticks, but
fucking wicker.
It's like a wicker with holes in it. But I remember my mom had the iron in the chair, and I got up in the chair, and my knee hit the iron, and it burned me.
Mm-hmm.
So like I remember the pain. And I remember going to Burger King because my mom and dad got in a fight in California.
And now you scream every time you see an iron.
I think about it.
Yeah.
Right? So like, when you think back, when have you gotten hurt? Like I crawled on a gun cabinet as a kid and it fell over on me.
Yeah. Dude, I had a filing cabinet fall on me when I was a kid.
So you're afraid to put papers up.
That explains much.
When I go put the gun up in the cabinet, I'm like, let's make sure it's secure. You're like, fucking, I'm gonna get in the secretary. I'm not putting the paper. I'm not putting the paper up.
Yeah. Fuck this printer. This son of a bitch is gonna squish me. Yeah.
In your dreams, you're like, paper chasing you. You ever have paper dreams? You ever have paper?
Yeah, man. Dude, you have no fucking idea, Cody. About my paper dreams. Oh man, that's funny. No, man, I remember thinking it's funny you talking about getting burned. It's like so at the house I grew up in with my grandparents, there was a burn pile it had been so much shit had been burnt on this that it had become like part of the landscape. Like it was just a hard ball of fucking molten glass and plastic.
It's just piled up.
Every bit of waist high. I mean, it was an obstacle at this point. Like years and years of burning, probably decades at this point. And routine burning, fucking weekly or monthly burning at the house, and wood falls out of it, and then when you're older, you pick it up carefully and you throw it back on. Me being me, it was uncharred on the top, and I reached down, but it was embers on the bottom and burnt the shit out of my hand. Burnt the fuck out of me.
Like, but you don't do it again?
No, I never did. So like, I'm with my pawpaw out there, and he's like, "Oh shit, boy, that I hate to catch you." I just remember like what stands out to me the most is how hard I fought back tears.
Like you're trying to be tough.
Absolutely. I mean, just gritting. So, and it was, I recall it being a long ordeal. So, Grandpa instructs me to go to Grandma, walk through the yard to the house. I'm still sucking it up, not a fucking tear in sight. And I'm just, boy, it fucking hurts. And, Grandma, I think she put either butter or mustard on it. I can't remember. Butter. Maybe butter.
Because I remember when I burned my knee on the iron,
the thing. It's either butter or mustard.
There's a stick of butter. I'm rubbing a stick of butter on.
Yeah, so, and I remember it was like tough as nails, not a fucking flinch. And then the second that she puts whatever it was, butter and mustard on it, I'm like, I'm just remember fucking, but like I couldn't hold it in no more. That's kind of funny.
See, like that's how I'm going to fear. There's a lot of fear things. Like, and I look back like this moment. I'm at this like weird compound family house.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there was probably a lot of fear there because there's like I'm the fear of the people around me, the fear of where we're at.
Yeah,
like I'm looking at
place.
and again I go back to I remember looking out the back window at billboards and I'm dumbass at that point in time. It's like those billboards are the people going west. We're going east.
Yeah.
Hey, Mom, there's a hotel for $50 right there. You know,
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't have $50.
Yeah, it's
and,
weird.
and my mom
man.
probably went like suck some guy off to get like $25 to get a hotel room. You know,
think so? Probably, maybe.
I don't know.
Dude, who knows, man? Who knows?
I hope she don't listen to this.
But if she does, man, dude, like no judgment.
Right.
I mean, not on my end for sure.
So summertime's right around the corner.
It's hot as fuck.
This weekend,
We mentioned that. I'm bitching.
this weekend,
fucking hot.
So listen, we've been watching the weather a lot, right? Like over the last few weeks, we've had really mild, warm days.
Yeah,
Mild,
100% humidity.
A lot of rain.
Yeah, it's going to rain for 2 hours, and then
But it's like
quit,
I pull up the
rain again.
radar because I talk to people out to Michigan a lot, right? And they're like, "Wow, we're gonna get Coleman weather." You know what Coleman weather is? It's either tornadoes or it's gonna be hot.
Yeah,
It's like we're gonna be like 90 degrees plus. It's gonna feel like 100, 110. I saw a map where there's like some heat indexes of like 110, 120 degrees in the southeast. Like, it's about to get hot. It's like it's about to feel like summer. And I explained to people like, hey, there's a few people I know that they've just moved down here, and it's like they've never been down here during the summer. I'm like, you're gonna hear summer. You can like you don't feel the heat.
Yeah.
You can actually close your eyes and like like there's a
the old Western music. Have you seen the meme? Yes,
well, I wasn't doing it. I was doing the Acadia or whatever it is. Like they make that
cicada. Yeah.
It's like you can just you can hear
the fucking
heat.
water evaporating.
And you walk outside and you're just like,
It's like, what the fuck?
it's like who wants to live here?
Yeah.
This is miserable. But yeah, so we finished up some spring. Like I feel bad. Like I had my little baseball players with me today. Like I gave them some medals, my participation trophies. We had a shitty season. I say shit. We won half of them, lost half of them. The kids had fun. A lot of the kids never played kid pitch. They weren't scared to get hit by the ball.
That's good.
Half of them never pitched before they pitched.
Participation trophies.
I gave out medals instead of trophies.
I hate them. I hate
But,
you don't deserve shit.
What'd you win?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's that's why I give out trophies. I feel like I
Tell
look
me
back,
I'm wrong in the comments.
right? When I was a kid,
Yeah.
I remember there was one season I was on a team. We won the county championship. We weren't undefeated. Our picture was in the paper, and that was the biggest trophy I've ever got. It was like a trophy this tall. Like it was like two in this one, and it's like the baseball player on top. Like it was a big trophy.
Yeah.
And in the bottom, in the middle, it's like a glove to put your ball in. It's like I remember that. I remember that season. I remember the kids. Now I also remember we were a stacked team.
Yeah.
Because there was kids. I played in Fairview. There was kids from Viamont, Holly Pond. And I'm like, who are these people? Because I've never met them. They've never played baseball with us. But all of a sudden this season, there were all these kids in one team. And we were a stacked team.
Yeah.
And we were undefeated. We won the county.
Yeah.
And I remember it.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, here we are.
We were the Red Sox.
Yeah. Hell yeah, you were. Yeah.
So I look back on that. I'm just like, okay, like that deserved a trophy. And you know,
Maybe.
my
Luck of the
team
draw.
last year, my team we won a lot of games. We barely lost any games, but this year we were about half and half.
Yeah.
And we had a little bit weaker team. I take the ownership of saying, hey, like there was a lot of stuff that we didn't practice enough. We didn't get enough practice. Like I take ownership on that. Like,
Well,
I
it
feel
rained
bad.
for fucking 40 days and 40 nights, too.
Yeah, we had a lot. We've had record rain for the month of May.
For sure.
But I just feel bad, dude. Like I feel guilty that I just didn't. You know what I mean? Like the other Fairview, we had two Fairview teams. They did a lot better. And we split up evenly. It was just like we barely lost a few games.
Yeah.
What are
What are you going to do?
Well, I've learned a lot about kid pitch this year.
Yeah, I know it's a different demon, dude.
It's you got to have some kids that can pitch.
I feel like coach pitch, like your pitcher, quote unquote, is like whoever's fielding that pitcher is a key player.
Yeah, because there's a lot of balls that are just dribbled up the middle.
First baseman, key player. I mean, just what I noticed. Now that we're in kid pitch, it's like, of course, pitcher is overrated as fuck.
Well, I mean, it's important. You can walk a lot of people.
It's important, man. It's important. But I just feel like they get all the glory. And like,
so you know where I feel guilty?
The catcher is really starting to be like, holy shit, where did this position come from?
I don't think the catcher got enough recognition for the efforts because
the catcher don't get recognition.
Because I want you to think about it, like the pitchers in kid pitch, the first year kid pitch, there's a lot of bad throws.
A lot.
And
a lot. That's the hardest working fucking kid out there.
I noticed that we'd missed one of our key catchers one game, and like we struggled. We could have beat the team.
Yeah, it's different, dude. It's
we
just
gave
like,
up a
what
lot.
the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
This motherfucker don't know where the ball is.
So like that became a lot more important
because when you look at good, it's a fucking grinding position.
Because in coach pitch, it's like you put like a kid is like, hey, the coach is back there.
Here you go.
Can you breathe?
Yeah. Can you hold that motherfucker still? You don't even hold it still.
You don't even have to catch the ball.
No.
Hey, if it hits you, it hits you. If it goes to the fence, that's okay. The umpire throw it back to the pitcher.
Yeah, no, somebody will spot you.
Yeah. But in kid pitch, it's like if you don't stop the ball, guess what happens?
You're getting fucking run on. Yeah.
And I look at our stats because I'm a big stats guy, and I look and it's like we got on base like 85-90% of the time, right? And within like the first 5 or 6 games, we had like 6 hits, and we had like 30 or 40 runs. It's like, you mean to tell me that only like 10% of the
strike, baby,
10 to 20% of the time you hit the ball, and the other 80% of the time you got on base and scored?
What are you gonna do?
That was how the game works.
Yeah.
And then I remember like we'd go to some of our games, and the games were just boring. The kids were getting bored. There's not a lot of action. Then I went and watched the coach pitch. You know, I still support some of the coach pitch teams. I went and watched some of the coach pitch teams. I'm like, every kid's hitting the ball every time, and I forgot how much more exciting that game can be.
For sure.
And gosh, man, it's so much different.
I did say that at the end of the last season. I was like, well, great. Next year we get to watch a bunch of fucking walks.
We had a lot of walks.
Yeah.
Well, so we played a little bit of tournament ball. Like you played more tournament ball. I played a lot more rec ball this season.
We didn't play much tournament ball. Damn, it
rained.
It fucking rained.
So in tournament,
rain.
In tournament ball, I noticed there was a lot more hittable pitches. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So I noticed like a lot of the kids who didn't hit like.
Well, there's a higher talent level.
Yeah.
Honest.
There is.
I mean, it is what it is. It is a higher talent level. You got kids that fucking throwing goddamn rocks in fucking 5-gallon buckets. You know what I mean? They're gonna throw a fucking ball in the strike zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I seen a lot more hittable pitches that our kids were like, you know, like my kid, he's super smart, and I'll give him credit. Like he watched a lot of balls that should have been called a ball, but he missed a lot of strikes that he could have swung at.
Now, hey, Jaden got on base more from walks than he did hits.
Same with Lucas.
I think Jaden had less than 5
RBIs. Lucas had 85% on base, 0 hits. 85% of the time he got on base. So guess what's going to happen when he played tournament ball for the first time? I'm going to watch it, and then he looks at the umpire like, "What do you mean that's not a that was a ball?"
Which is a thing we gotta teach them, dude. So I even look. So Jaden, my boy, is the catcher, whatever. I think that's going to be his natural position. It seems that way.
He's got the grit to do it.
For sure. And he's got the fucking legs.
Because here's what's funny.
Dang.
Every kid at practice this season, they're like, I want to play catcher. Okay. I don't want to play catcher
until you got to fucking sweat and fucking dirt and chew on fucking
change
grit.
Your mind.
You know?
Change your mind.
I don't know. No, he's got grit, but he just don't show it blatantly.
Right.
But so I say that to say this is like the catching thing. I can't remember where I was going with it. Damn, I lost my train of thought. I'm getting drunk.
Cody. We've had a lot tonight. Like, listen, it's 11 o'clock. It's after 11 actually for our time.
catching
A
balls.
lot of grit.
Catching baseballs, a lot of grit, something or another. I don't know, dude. He's fucking good for it. He's built
He's doing
for
good
it.
with it.
I don't care.
And he enjoys it. That's the hardest part. Finding a kid.
But damn, I can't remember where I was going with it.
You gotta
Probably not
find
gonna
somebody
get it
that wants it because catcher is like a key position for.
Dude, it's a
as we
quarterback for a baseball team.
get- they don't get enough credit.
No,
So-
by no means.
So Lucas had a surgery, so he's gonna be out. Like I feel bad because like we're gonna play on this team for a week, 2 weeks, and then it's like bam, we're out for 3. We'll play for another week or 2. We got soccer going up. Like this summer is gonna go by fast.
Dude, it's already over. Look,
It's not even start. Summer's not. When's the actual first official day of summer?
I have no idea. But I will say
It's
that
sad. We've been here for.
like,
I've been in this life 40 years. I don't even know when summer actually starts
no, me either.
because it feels like it starts back in
sport
May.
wise though is like it is 8 weeks until the start of football season. Sport wise, I understand that falls in the end of summer, but like shit, fire, like 8 weeks. That's it.
You
8
know how much
weeks, and we're
time?
doing a fuck another one. Like okay,
You don't have much time off.
this is the only break you get is between baseball and football. You get a
And
little.
my boy is not a football player. He's a soccer player.
That's
so-
cool. That's cool.
But soccer is going to be a whole nother.
We're not
ball
picking
game.
up another one. I'm not gonna fucking do it. We're sticking to the 3 that was provided, or we're
Run with it,
dropping.
man. Run
We're
with it.
dropping them.
I think next year we're going to stick. I think we're going to try basketball again. I enjoyed
Basketball's
basketball.
good, dude.
I enjoyed basketball.
Dude, basketball is a fucking phenomenal sport.
And if my kid would put more effort into it, he would enjoy it.
If everybody put more effort into everything,
enjoy
they would
everything.
enjoy it more.
So
In this shit,
it's
start it over. Start it over.
well. See, I've queued in the wrong ending. I queued in the beginning, not the ending. But a lot of time when I queue in the ending, it's supposed to be
it's
like 20
okay.
seconds.
Let's just remix it. Let's just fuck off this time. Let's just hit a button, Cody. 1, 2, 3, go.
Hey, listen, we've let our we've had a lot of people that have listened to us constantly. I look at the data and I see that, hey, there's a lot of people, and I appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man, me too.
But like we were so proud of how consistent we stayed up on our podcast.
Yeah, we fucked up.
And the last like 3 episodes have been like over the last 2 months. Like we were going weekly and we went months, weeks in between.
We live a boring life. It's hard to come up with shit to talk about.
Well, you know how many times you can hear us complain about life.
Yeah, I mean,
But
damn.
for real, like we've had baseball during the weekends.
Yeah, if you're listening
we've
to this,
been-
man, I really appreciate you listening to the ones before. And I appreciate more listening to the ones to come.
You know what we got to do next? We need
Get a guest.
Hey, listen, I got to
We
get
need
a guest. I've got 4
Y'all
mics.
got to get tired of listening to us bitching.
I talked to some people. There's a guy I talked to the other day that he's like, yeah, I'll come join. Like, he'll join. Like, and he's like his kids are in college now.
Bring 'em.
He
That'd be a different perspective.
Yes, he DJs. He's got some music talent. Like, I wanted to bring him. Like, there's a couple other people that I've got with different skills. We talked about bringing in some grandpas.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot. There's a few people that have shown some interest, and like we've got to bring them on.
I like it. Change it up. I mean, hell, dude, look, I'm not fucking entertaining.
Somehow we are. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe yeah. We listen. We had a couple of beers tonight. We had
drunk.
We had a barbecue. It was good.
Yeah,
We ain't hung
full.
out much lately.
Not a lot.
We went fishing at 8:30 at night. Didn't catch shit. But we put our feet in the water and we enjoyed some time.
Yeah. It was a good time.
And then we come back home and I couldn't get in my fucking house.
Hey,
Look, there's the ending right there.
stay classy. Empty glass toast.
I gotta finish mine.
Suck on ice.